This is going to be an interesting one. We've got Utah taking on Ohio State. Ohio State as opening up as a 7-point favorite in this one. That's come down a little bit, 67 as a total. This will be the 5 o'clock Eastern Time kick on January 1st. Interesting enough, you got two coaches that both took over for Urban Meyer. Interesting here. And talk to me here, Trig. At the Urban Meyer Bowl. Utah, Ohio State. What do you think we're going to see? Pac-12, Ohio, Big Ten here.
Joe, I agree. This is very interesting, and it's like normally the way I look at games and just kind of like the way I tend to handicap. I would typically be on Utah here, and I would have been on it early, and already basically had it locked in because I like to fade teams in the spot that Ohio State's in, where they had the CFP, the college football playoff was their goal, it was sitting right there for them. All they needed to do was beat Michigan as a touchdown favorite, and they couldn't do it. And now they're out of the playoff, and they're in another bowl game. But I went back and looked, and Ohio State over the last decade actually tends to show up in these non sort of CFP bowl games. Their only bowl loss in the past decade, their only bowl losses are the national championship game or a college football playoff semifinal. So, and then when I look at the matchup here, I mean that if we're talking just talent alone, Ohio State is easily the more talented team. And I actually was pretty high on Ohio State all season. I don't lay points that often. I did with Ohio State on like 3 occasions. I think I covered all 3 of them. So, I look at Ohio State, the guys the sort of big ticket guys that are out, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, I feel like they might be a little bit replaceable in this particular matchup. And if Ohio State shows up here, they can easily win this game by at least a touchdown. The problem is it's such a dream crusher spot, if you will, that I don't know if I can rely on them showing up, even though it is the Rose Bowl. So for me, at the number it is now, I mean, it almost feels like you're getting a little bit of a bargain with Ohio State. But I know some sharp people on Utah, and so I'm just gonna leave it to these two guys to point me in the right direction here.
It's interesting, Dave. I've heard a number of people refer to Ohio State settling for the Rose Bowl, which is kind of interesting. Most teams would die to get to the Rose Bowl, except for probably Ohio State here. What do you think Ohio State's going to bring to the table?
I can't back them. Now, look, Ohio State's better than Utah. Even with the opt-outs, they're better than Utah. And the power rating in the game clearly says that at 4.5 or 4, I mean, you're supposed to play Ohio State. But we've seen this scenario many times. And interesting, one of the ones that stands out is the Utah-Alabama matchup from years ago, where Alabama just wasn't interested. And Utah beat the crap out of them. And then the Alabama fans used it as an excuse after the game. You're probably right. But the fact is, Ryan Day's going to have to do the motivational job of his lifetime to get Ohio State excited about this. Yeah, it's the Rose Bowl, but the Rose Bowl is a second fiddle bowl now. I mean, it's nice that it's New Year's Day, but this isn't the playoffs. That's where Ohio State expected to be. They expected to be in the playoff. So they're off. They're in a spot where I think they're going to have trouble being interested. Utah playing really good football at the end of the year. They had no chance to be in the playoffs. So for them, the Rose Bowl is the ultimate goal. I'll take the more motivated team, and that's Utah.
All right. Going with the more motivated Utah here. Teddy, what do you think? Not like Ohio State fans travel, but who do you think's got more fans in the stands in this game, and who do you like?
I think both squads will be supported strongly. The Buckeyes will travel well. The Utes will travel well. I don't think this is a game where one team has a clear crowd advantage. When I come on this show, I like to give you guys whatever I have, but I can't when it's a 5-star big ticket. And this is my only 5-star big ticket play of bowl season on the side for this ball game. You'll have to get my opinion over at WagerTalk.NRSportsMemo.com for this one. Even from a total standpoint, I love to give you guys a total opinion, but I don't have one. So this is a game where I will have to point you to the website. I apologize for not breaking it down, but I got a strong opinion on this one that I just can't give away.
All right, good stuff. In fact, and I do have the numbers, by the way. Only 13,000 of the 25,000 tickets Ohio State was given were sold. The rest were given back to the Rose Bowl. Interesting situation there as well.